Up now, please, I need Leigh Foster with me mate Shirley. I'll call John Perry with Breadbow Kenny, and he'll be followed again by John Perry with ZOZ Joe. The little dog on the field is a tri-coloured little dog. It's a border collie, and it's being worked by Will. Thank you for getting them off quickly, Will. We appreciate it. Our last competitor, Ken Gelbert with Cora, 76 points for Ken with Cora, 76. I wish you could hear what I can hear in the dog box. Cora is having a lovely swim in the swimming pool, just here as she comes off the ground.
Jeff, we now have Leigh Foster coming out here with her dog Shirley. Leigh scored 90 in the first round, which was certainly able to get her into the top 20. Leigh's been trialling for about 15 plus years and made a marvellous contribution to the New South Wales Association by setting out a guidebook for judges on how to judge. Ultimately, the New South Wales Association took it up, polished it a little bit, and it's now being published for the guidance of judges in New South Wales. Now, on the cast, before the dog came anywhere near the sheep, they moved to the east, something like about half the course. And now Shirley has got to them. That's when the judge will start doing it, because the dog didn't move those sheep. They decided on their own to run. So she's now at the point of the cast on the lift, and it's a very good lift. They're moving straight towards Leigh, and Shirley's working well back indeed. The sheep is stationary. They're looking at Shirley. They're still stationary. Leigh's bringing Shirley up very, very quietly. These sheep can get spooked very easily for sudden movements by the dog.
Come on, Charles, get in. Get in, Charles. Back, 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 back. Stop, get in, away. Shirley, come in. Come in. Get in. Away, get in. Away, get in. Stop, stop, stop. Come in.
Sorry for the interruption in the commentary.
Come in.
The ladies running the trial are going around offering libations, which is very much appreciated in this warm weather.
Come in.
Now, Shirley's bringing those sheep up
Away.
very calmly.
Shirley, away. Away.
One break to the east.
Stop.
Wearing
Stop.
the course.
Come in. Come on, come in.
Do you think that
Lift
the...
is very good. Yes, Jeff.
John, do you think that the judging guide written by Shirley will be adopted by other states as well?
By Leigh. Not the
By
dog.
Leigh, sorry.
Well, what happened was the guide was then polished, and on the front of the guidebook are the names of the very senior judges and trialers who contributed to it. And it will be a matter for each individual state organisation to decide whether they adopt it or not. I believe they have not agreed to do so in Victoria. But certainly in New South Wales, it's something that is made known to all judges on the panel, and they're proposing to have a judging school at Bungendore in May this year in connection with the patron, Bungendore Patrons Trial. Patron being
Stop. Stop.
the butcher.
Stop.
Lovely, lovely.
Yes. So it hasn't yet decided the format.
Stop.
There are two ways, several ways they can run judging school. One is to put the trainee judges to walk around with the actual judge and have a card or a clicker and talk about it, or then have videos, and with each person wishing to improve their judging skill, certainly I will do so, have one experienced judge sit alongside you and say to you, why did you take that point, and so on, see if you have an understanding, and then explain it. But Kylie Victory, the current secretary of the association, was telling me the actual format of the training school has not yet been determined, so it'll be interesting to see what's done. Leigh's having a good run, only cost a point or two on the draw, not on the lift or the cast, in my view, and she's halfway down the corridor now, and the sheep are within the corridor and have been all the way down the corridor. Almost went out, but Shirley was there to effectively block them from going to Leigh's left off course. Now she must be warm in that coat, there's no two ways about that.
Even though it's a lighter colour,
Yes,
it would still be warm.
yes.
Of course, often the colours worn by the competitors reflect their home club or their home state.
It is a tradition in major trials, apart from this one, that the winner gets a blue blazer with the embedded on the pocket, the result being the champion, etc. But not all trials have it, but in New South Wales it's a dark blue blazer, in Victoria it's a maroon blazer, in Victoria it's a blue blazer, and occasionally you'll see them at relevant parts of the trial when such trialers having received the blazer wear it.
Yes, right. Well, that explains the Queensland champion wearing the maroon blazer often.
Yes.
Right.
Leigh's now at the second winding peak. The sheep are on her right hand side, moving quietly through the corridor. Shirley's doing very, very well. They will be pleased with Shirley's work to date, but there's 3 obstacles to come, and anything can happen. I've seen occasionally Jeff, a trialer, go through the course until he gets to the pen, hardly losing 2 or 3 points, and get to the pen, and all hell breaks loose.
It must be frustrating
Yes,
for both trialer and dog.
yes. Well, Paul Darmody, who's the patron of New South Wales, the man I referred to as the butcher, he's certainly more than that. Occasionally he's muttered, if I got that sheep, I'd cut its throat. And there's been 1 or 2 around the trial here, the sheep, where one of them has been absolutely cantankerous and unamenable to any discipline. Leigh's through the race, started to walk, sheep are on course. Shirley's in control. They're right on the edge of the point, but no. Moving nicely on course, 2/3 of the way up the corridor, wanting to eat. They must have sharp teeth to get the tuckus of grass because it's been mown very carefully.
Little patches of green, and that's all they need.
Yeah. And sharp teeth to get it.
Yes.
He's about a metre from the ring, and the sheep are in the middle of the corridor. Shirley's bringing them up slowly. Lee's now in the ring, and the sheep are moving into the wing of the bridge quite well. Will they keep on walking? Yes. Now will Shirley be strong enough to come up behind them? Yes, she is. They've stopped on the apex of the bridge, but they're now moving. And off the bridge, Shirley has been well trained. She walked up very quietly and kept them moving. On down now, a large arc to tuck them in. Lee's facing towards the pen. The sheep are getting there. About to be moved by Shirley, tucking them in nicely. They're stationary at the commencement of the corridor. Lee's placing Shirley nicely. And she started to move, hoping to drag the sheep with her. And they're moving now, hesitating a bit. There's a point for leaving them behind. But how can you stop them eating if they're hungry? They've caught up now very well. Going very well indeed.
It's a pretty strong instinct for them to eat if they're hungry, but not quite the same instinct for them to move along, to cooperate in the trial.
No, that slapping noise you can hear is me having a milkshake. Lee's halfway down the corridor, the sheep are in the corridor.
And a fine milkshake it looks to be too.
Yes. So the sheep have a habit of stopping to eat, or just stopping, and Shirley's getting up close and personal to keep them moving, which she's doing well. They're still on course. He's about 4 metres from the ring, as are the sheep 4 metres from the bridge, or the pen. And they're moving in nicely. Shirley's going out onto the south to block them, going around the wing. And unfortunately they have moved around the gate to the south of it. All 3 of them. Shirley wasn't quick enough to stop them doing that. And now she's got to bring them back around. She's brought them around, and they're sitting and starting to eat. Moving them gently. They're facing towards the opening of the pen, but they're more interested in eating. Shirley's going to have to get up close and personal again and remind them of her presence and what they've got to do, i.e. move. And Leigh's been very good, although Shirley is pushing them. She moved her over so that she would block them escaping, and they're in the pen. Leigh's now moving the gate, closing the gate, and Shirley's there acting as a block. Well done, Leigh. We'll have a score shortly.
Well done, Leigh. That's Leigh with a lovely little dog out there. That's me mate Shirley. What a fantastic name. Me mate Shirley.
Each contestant gets 100 points and 15 minutes on the clock. Points are deducted for imperfections.